There's 34 days now till Windows 10 support finishes. Hi, I'm Dave. I help businesses to use tech more effectively. Now, I've had some feedback about these videos. Why is this so important? Well, if we think back to when we moved from XP or Windows 7, you had plenty of time, because if there was a vulnerability, the chances are that your antivirus would pick it up, and the chances are that you probably get away with it. But that's not the case in 2025. So if you've still got a computer that's got this symbol on the start menu with the angled start menu on Windows 10, you need to get onto Windows 11 immediately. With WannaCry, which cost billions of pounds to recover from, if you remember, the NHS was inundated with it because they still had Windows XP machines. It took 3-4 months from the vulnerability being discovered to it being exploited, which was plenty of time. Now, with artificial intelligence, once the vulnerability is discovered, you could, with AI, very easily in a few hours generate working viruses that could infect potentially all Windows 10 machines. Hopefully not. That could be quite disastrous, but certainly it could be a massive disaster for your business. And people don't understand the cost of a recovery from a ransomware attack. Apart from all the getting, your data's been stolen. You've got no IT. It could be weeks till you get things working again. Re-imaging everything. The average cost on projects I've worked on is about £8,000 per user. So basically, it's 10 times cheaper just to go and buy a new computer. Now, a couple of other things I want to talk about today that people have asked about. Why can't we use older computers? Why do you have to replace them and send these machines to landfill? Sure, this is obviously a huge waste. Well, first of all, they should be recycled. But the reason that these older computers don't support Windows 11 is actually a specific cybersecurity reason. It's not just because Microsoft likes sending computers to landfill. So let me explain a little bit about that. So there are known vulnerabilities in the CPUs on some older computers, and there's no way to fix that. We're short of replacing the processor, and that isn't going to happen. And with the TPM chip, that's what encrypts data on your computer. You can use it to encrypt your hard drive. If that's not supporting version 2 of TPM, or you don't have one, then Microsoft have made quite the right decision here to say, well, this is not something we want to be going forward with because we can't keep it secure. Now, you can bypass that. People have said, well, we can install Linux. Yeah, well, that's not going to work for the thousands of computers that we look after. So all I want you to be thinking about is, from a business perspective, it's way, way cheaper to act on this now and not bury your head in the sand, okay? If you're an individual user and you're commenting on my videos, I do understand that maybe you don't have the budget to upgrade to Windows 11. Why don't you try Chrome OS as well? That's quite a nice little thing. If you just literally use your computer for surfing the web and a few emails, that might be more than sufficient for what you need. But in any case, make a decision about what you're going to do. If you want to pay the extra 60 quid a year for Microsoft support for an extra year on Windows 10, you could do that. My recommendation, as I keep saying, is get it done, get these machines replaced. It's by far the cheapest way of doing it for your business, but you're very rapidly running out of time. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. And if you need help, if you've got any questions, queries, and you think I'm wrong, you think that AI is not going to be able to exploit these vulnerabilities that aren't going to get patched, maybe they will get patched, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.